You! Hello, everybody. It's Neville from On Jacket Productions, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. And we are going to recap Takeover Birthday Bash 3. It was an explosive season. It pretty much was all stars. So I have some special guests here to help me recap this amazing season. First, I want to bring in the icon, the king, the runner-up. We have Icon King Lance. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk about this crazy weekend that we had because it was crazy.
It was a lot. All right. Also, I want to bring in the third place finisher, the one, the only, Rocky.
What's up, y'all?
You. And of course, we have to bring the epic, the doctor, the one and only, lip sync assassin.
Okay. Here, baby. Septima do.
What did Septima do or Ruby D?
Okay. I'm so happy to be here. So excited to talk about this season because my name came up a lot. So I probably have a lot to say. So let's get into it.
So first and foremost, how do y'all feel about the winner? How do you feel about who's representing your season?
I love Lee. I feel like for me, once I got and sat down, after I messed up in flub, Lee explained some things. I was giving, I didn't even know that. He really shocked me. And I really love Lee being the winner, honestly, truly.
Okay. Lance, Matt.
Yeah, for me, Lee was, someone who's a really good friend of mine in life. And he has played a couple of these games, but haven't been able to get that check mark. He's kind of iconic in the very much so online reality world, but he hasn't been able to translate into this. Made it really far all the time. And it felt good to lose to someone like that. Of course, I would have loved to get be one of the first people in the LRG world to get a fourth win in the game. But to lose to Lee and let him get his first win is amazing. I'm excited for him and welcome to the club. Now he's going to know how I feel as a winner to play moving forward and navigate that shit because it's not easy. Speaking of Lee.
It's the winner.
Hey, guys. Hey, Lee. I was just about to say I really enjoyed Lee and I enjoyed you as a winner. I thought you played a really great game. I thought you had to make some really game-changing decisions, and I think you left your mark on AJP. So I really appreciate you winning, and I think that you deserved every single vote you got in that predicament. So
Thank you. I mean, it means a lot coming from you guys because I respect each and every one of you guys as a player. So thank you guys.
You're welcome, and welcome Lee, the winner of Takeover 3. Let's give it up for Lee.
Oh, thank you guys.
Lee, you. From the outside looking in, I saw a different Lee from Takeover 1, 1,000%. You played Takeover, no shade. You came to play Takeover 3 completely differently, especially what happened, the end of day 1 during season 1 of Takeover. I think that woke you up, and you were just also more comfortable. Okay, I could talk to these black bitches the way I need to talk to,
Yeah,
especially when the girls got him together in season 1. You remember how Caleb got him together in season 1? He knew I gotta build some skin, baby.
Let's not talk about it.
Ooh.
But yes, can you explain what you did differently from Takeover 1 to Takeover 3, or how you navigated this game a little differently?
Definitely coming in this time around after Takeover 1, I definitely knew that coming in, there were, you just can't play too hard. We're usually game bots. This time around, I kind of came in trying to connect with people as much as I could, and just trying to be more visible this time around. I feel like I'm usually under the radar, but this time I kind of wanted to be a front runner, be somebody that was center of the game. I feel like I did that this time around. So yeah,
for sure. I mean, I don't know if you know, but you got votes the first couple rounds. You were one messy medallion play away from being an elimination. No shade.
Yeah.
I think one of the people that voted for you a couple of times are up in this chat. Does anybody want to raise their hand if they voted for Lee on day one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what round?
I did that how many
I was
times.
his,
I definitely wrote his name down.
and I was his saving grace. So
Game recognized game, baby. Had to write the name down. It's no shade. Okay.
Yeah.
because
round
one,
one, it was Nick B that voted you.
Okay.
And then round two, it was Kirk,
Brinkley.
Nick B again, Rocky, and Matthew. Yep.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
It's shocking. Like even like
Oh no,
like
I
Nick B was.
remember I had told you though, because I had peeped.
Yeah,
I had peeped.
you definitely told
I was
me.
giving.
But like Nick B was
gonna
just
let
like.
Lee know. You know what? I had to vote for you because I was going like I had to go with what I thought what the plan was. So girl, even though slightly I was giving girl.
and that was the round. That was the round that Matthew did the little infamous.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Okay,
only
yeah.
2 L's in this game is Lance and Lee. So I'm like, it ain't me. So it's
Baby,
Lee.
you knew exactly. I pointed to the L and E and Brinkley, and you knew exactly who I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Baby,
and that caused a very infamous like situation down the line with like me and Lee, and then it just caused a lot. But round one, I was definitely Lee's saving grace because even though he only received that 1 vote from Nicholas B, his name was out there heavy. And Joshua, until Joshua
wasn't gonna use the medallion on me.
Yeah, so until Josh started saying like, oh well, now I'm gonna use it on Lee, is the reason why people stopped putting votes on Lee, because it was like, why waste the vote knowing that he's gonna get saved? Because he wants to use on Dewan hands down. I'm like, Dewan's not getting no votes. You're wasted.
None.
Yeah, he definitely was going to use it on Dewan, and I had to like go to work with Josh. I'm like, I will give you my medallion if you need it. Like, I just need this one like right now just to get through round one. And like Josh was like so hesitant on using it. Lance definitely did come in and kind of like push it for Josh to change his mind about who he should use the medallion on. So Lance definitely helped me out that round.
Medallions. How did y'all feel about the messy medallion twist itself?
Child, please.
Kudos, bitch. Medallion mania.
I loved it.
We were wondering, like, oh no.
We still hear you. We see you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Matt.
You can't hear us?
Yeah, it was Brinkley.
Well, I'll say originally when we saw the different like sports on it, we like, okay, maybe, we're teams. This is how, but then it started being like, Kirk only had a blue and yellow. Some people only had this color, bronze, gold. We're like, okay, well, we don't know what the hell it is. We're going to just wait and see.
Okay, I got over it. I'm not going to keep guessing. I'm just going to wait till the morning.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's give a shout out to some of our viewers. We got Michael DeLucas up in the building. He said too much BDE for one screen. We know Michael loves BDE. We got Corey in this place. He said he might have voted for Lee a time or two, maybe. Kirk Carlson. Thank you so much, Kirk, for giving us this platform as always. And yes, Corey said there were revotes every round. I mean, come on. Y'all were stressing production out.
I loved it. I love a revote.
Me too. It was so
good, bitch. Can we just
it's so intense. So intense.
That couch was infamous. The way people was looking at each other, like you was calling people names, giving
the rise. It's the rise for me.
That we really need to talk about is round 3. Rocky, you received a vote in round 3, and did you ever find out who cast?
Oh yeah, I got over that. I don't know.
You don't know who it was?
Let me know.
I think that person's on the call.
Ooh, Lance. Brinkley.
Yeah. Lance.
Bitch.
It wasn't me, huh?
Because Lance ain't saying nothing, so I went to the next person. I was gonna go to the lead too. But
Rocky, we never had a chance to unpack this game. But for me, the first couple rounds with medallions going crazy, my thing was I just needed to put votes on somewhere, shape, or form. I know you were my number 1 in this game, and I know it's crazy for me to vote my number 1 in a round, but
really.
Rocky was your number 1. I'm sorry, you said Rocky was your number 1.
Oh, see, and that's
no shade. Let me speak on it. So the reason why Rocky started falling in my trajectory was I came to Rocky knowing that me and Rocky needed to be a 4 with DeAndre and Matt. I would come to Rocky, he was like, I can't with them, whatever. And I saw how glued he was to the Dewan, and I'm like, I'm a fit to that. With Rocky, it makes me even lower. So I'm like, I had to start transitioning away from Rocky. And round 3 was the round where I was like, let me just throw a vote, because round 1 I threw a vote on Nick B. Round 2, I forgot what I did, but round 3 I did throw a vote on you, knowing you was getting no votes. And it was just as a fail-safe for some of the people I was still kind of working with in the game as well to, maybe hope for a revote or something.
I could have had my medallion. Like, I could have had my medallion.
But you still use your medallion regardless.
I know, but I didn't want to use it at that point. It just scared me. And then if I didn't use it, I would have been in elimination instantly with Kirk. And I was like, bitch, I'm so glad I used that shit. But I was like, why? Who the fuck voted for me?
You don't throw your one vote.
I never told you.
That makes no sense.
And let's be clear, by round 3, it was given everyone use their medallion, use it.
Yeah.
Just because you never knew. You never knew what was going to happen.
Right.
I wanted to be Kirk. I wanted to get as far as I could with my medallion. I was like, I
almost did it.
I do not feel like I'm going to escape this round without
because I got 0. Yeah, I got 0 votes the round that I used mine too, and I'm like, dang, this was because I got in the revote regardless. I'm like, dang, I could have just saved it, had it, but it's the paranoia of like medallion mania.
One vote,
like, okay,
you
whatever.
could get cut in with one vote.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Lee, did you use your medallion correctly?
I did. I used it in round 2 after Nick B drank the bottle of water. So literally the options were like slim of like who was going in.
Nick B was going in that round. And that motherfucker drank that bottle of water by accident.
I was so irritated.
It was really by accident, Neville. I was there. I was first. It was me and him. We were the 2 power people.
I believe it was by accident, but I was just so irritated because I went after him and I read the paper. Because he came back, he was like, I don't know if I can compete anymore. Like, I don't know. They said I can't compete. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't compete? Like, we're down 1 person. We just lost another person. And I read the paper and I was like, oh my fucking God.
Because he was supposed to be your star drinker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like 4. Yeah.
DeAndre also
I think
drank
had
it
he not drunk it, we would have done well. Yeah.
DeAndre did not drink that thing by accident.
DeAndre
read that paper and said, fuck y'all.
Because he also had talked about being a weed drinker. So I was like, okay, when I got up there, I was like, I could be selfish, drink this, but I know I could do 5. So I'm like, one of our weak drinkers is behind us. So I knew it was either going to be Nick or DeAndre going to drink it. And we knew it was going to be DeAndre. So I was like, it's no use to me being selfish.
The loophole in that challenge this season was for the team that was down a member for no one to drink that into the end.
Drink the bottle of water.
Yeah, that would have gave y'all that extra person, and somebody from the team that had more people would have then been even. That would have been the loophole. Yeah. That's why that was there.
The other loophole was I could have drunk 4 regular and did a 5th last because I thought about that, but I was like, it's too close for comfort. Yeah, that was another loophole. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't lose by much. We didn't lose by much. I think we lost.
We only lost by like 3 bottles.
Yeah, so for sure. Another key to, first of all, in the very first round, y'all tried it, but so did they. Akil and Darren, sending them into the very first elimination was so rude. It was so rude, y'all.
Who got votes? It was Akil, and who was the other person that got votes?
Akil and Conrad and Darren.
I think people was just trying to learn the format. People was just trying to learn the format first.
And Lee. So Lee got a vote. Akil got votes. Conrad and Corian. So it would have been, I think Akil went in automatically.
Yeah.
Lee's vote was canceled. And then it was a tie between Darren and Conrad. That's what it was. And then it was the revote. And then that's when Darren went in. So, but they were the only people on that team that actually won their tug of war match.
I think people were scared of the Akil newbie making it through. Like, people were scared of Kirk. People were scared of Akil. The 2 seasons, Darren just won. I think it was the easiest option to learn the format. I know me personally, that's not who I was like gunning for. It was hard to say that first round. I think it was just easy.
For me, I voted Darren because Darren straight up told me, he was like, I'm voting you, Lee. Like literally to my face. He's like, Lee, I'm voting you. Like, I have to vote somebody, so it has to be you. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, you know.
I remember that. I was just like, Darren, I'm not sure what that was about.
Yeah.
And please.
Child, this storm is giving. My lights might go out, girl, so I might have to be doing this in the dark. Okay. But
also, Lance, sorry, Neville, to your comment, Lance, you said people were worried about Akil. Nobody was worried about him. It was the fact that girls came in with their girls, and he was left over sheep, so he had to go. That's what.
It was like easy. That's what I'm saying. It was easy.
Did y'all really think that Akil was going to win Takeover 3?
No.
If
not with this.
I mean, Akil was very likable though. Like he really
Yeah.
did on well with like everybody. Like he was a social
really
girl.
liked
I definitely would give him that.
Yeah. No, shout out to Akil. He definitely brought an energy to the house. I always say this. The way the first person goes really sets the tone. And Akil had such a good energy even when he got eliminated. He kept bouncing around the house. He helped film. He was present. He was practicing his lip sync. He kept on talking shit.
We talked about that, Neville. Yeah.
He had a great energy throughout the whole trip, and I was so happy that Darren gave him his flowers at the finale and was like, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
So that was cute. Let's talk about some other day one eliminations. Let's talk about Josh versus Kirk.
Ooh. I was so happy Josh went in that round. No shade.
You said what?
I said I was so happy Josh went in that round. I'm sure y'all.
That was a really tough round for me. Honestly.
That was, yeah.
Was it?
Not for me.
For me,
the elimination watching, like, because I barely tried to watch the elimination because it was like there was a lot going on that round. That round was hot and heavy. Yeah. It was hard to watch. It was a hot and heavy round, and to be honest, Josh started off shaky. His nerves was already amped, and that's not a competition with blocking those blocks. Kirk took the right approach by letting Josh rush and do, and Kirk was taking a methodical approach. Like, I got time, let me do it. And that's ultimately what happened. It was a rush thing for Josh as a calm thing for Kirk.
I really think that because of everything that happened that round, because that round was a really pivotal round in the voting. And that's actually a round I have a clip to show. There was a lot of mystery behind, what happened with that vote and who threw out a certain person's name. Rocky, that was the round where Josh revealed everything once he was eliminated. But to this day, do you know who threw out your name first? Or do you know who to believe?
I don't know who to believe, and it really kind of bothered me, honestly.
It really threw your whole game for a loop after that round. I was actually really surprised to see you make it to the end after that round because you were shaken, and you kept telling everybody, you was like, I don't know if I can believe you or not.
Yeah, like go ahead, because I
refresh my memory, baby. Please play the clip.
Yeah, please.
Oh my God,
I need the clip.
All right.
I need the clip.
Let me get my clip together because my screen not working the way it should. So I gotta do it a little janky. So here we go.
Oh my God.
Let me get my sound up. All right. Especially if my name is circulating, rather push some votes to somebody else. We come here, how much time? Okay, we can circle back together. I want to see what else I can bring. Okay, we can look too far.
Boom, I'm right behind the door, bitch.
All right. So it was Josh.
So, man, I do apologize.
It's okay, sis.
You know, it's all. I apologize. I apologize, and I'm gonna call my sis.
Yeah, because
I'm
no
gonna call
shade,
my sis,
Rocky.
the other Bella, and we have to talk about this because me and my sis was giving. I don't really know. I don't really know.
No shade, Rocky. As many times that I came, you were always at the bottom of that totem pole with the lead, the Dewan girls. You need when I came to you and trying to make sure that we find that right alliance. Matt and DeAndre was our alliance at that point. No shade.
Mm-hmm.
No shade. Lee could probably attest to it.
Kudos to Lee and Josh and Nick for really pushing that narrative, and it really worked. I was so amazed to watch them, even after Josh got eliminated and had to make the list, and it clearly was a list to fuck people over because that was the social round. He put DeAndre, Matt, then Rocky. That showed you that you were not, one of his people, but you still were I don't know if I could trust Matt. I don't know if I could trust Lance. I don't know if I could trust DeAndre. And that is just credit to Lee's game. It is really a credit because
I always trusted Lance. It wasn't until Lance. I was bouncing between Lance and Dewan. Those was the people I was bouncing back and forth between. And then Lee approached me with me, Dewan, and him working together. And I was like, okay, I can see that. But I was always trusting Lance until Lance, I found out in that round with me and Matthew. I was like, oh, you chose Matthew over me. He was like, well, I had something with Matthew ahead of time. I said, oh, okay, I got you. That's when I kind of clicked and was like, oh, okay. But all y'all was playing with me. That's why I
was so far down the line when that happened. I feel like Rocky, you were not giving me enough leeway throughout. I like an ally that I could bounce ideas off of. We had talked, come into the game, you were my person. Lee, Josh's, Dewan, I knew how tight they were. So it was always given I wanted to work with DeAndre and Matt and you, but also get information from the lead Josh's and thing. And that's why I tried to be that middleman because I was gaining a lot of information those first couple rounds. But you was giving me nothing. You was giving me you did not work with Matt and DeAndre at all. To be honest,
I disagree with Lance, because Lance and I definitely talked.
Of course,
Lance was more so planning the narrative of Josh and Dewan being a duo, and I didn't know you were grouping me with them because you were kind of trying to build something with me, and you kind of went in oh, I owe you so much after season 1,
and I never was gonna do you dirty. Yeah, it was never gonna be you dirty.
Yeah. But you voted for him during social hour.
I didn't vote for Lee during social hour.
Yeah, he didn't vote. He didn't vote me.
You remember I got called out for voting Nick B.
Didn't you vote for him after?
Oh yeah, no, okay, yeah. The revote.
Yeah, the revote. You voted for Lee.
Yeah, because he had called me out, and it was
that's true.
Honestly, at that point, it was F Lee. What you was about to say, Matt?
I was about to say to that point, him calling you out because you did tell Lee that I threw his name out, right?
Yeah, because I never was going to do Lee dirty. Dewan and Josh was not I love Dewan and Josh. Yeah,
you're just going to do me dirty, which I receive. I get it.
But kind of like how Dewan talked about it. I wanted to work with you, DeAndre, also with Lee and Nick. Josh and Dewan was always people I was weary of. Dewan said it best. I want to work with all of y'all, but y'all just can't coincide together. That's the T. It just never was happening.
Was Lance going back to you and telling you things I was saying, Brinkley?
No, not really. That's what I was about to say. I actually feel in terms of that, then he was actually more loyal to you in moments of this game than myself. And I wouldn't think Lance, and trying to piggyback off of that, I think Lance, if he would have owned that a bit more at the end, I think for me, that might have pushed my vote towards you. Just owning
I had so much nerves, and afterwards, me and Lee talked about this game for an hour after the game, and I was and we came up with it, and I was that's all I needed to say and talk about how I played the middle, but at the end of the day, I got called out by someone I was really close with, and still was able to navigate and make it to the end. It's just the nerves and that the not when the question come what is your most defining game move? I've been there, done that, made finals many a times. How I don't have that? It was a flaw on me as a game player, and it really, really flawed up me.
We're definitely going to talk about the jury segment. So Lance and Rocky, prepare yourselves. So wrap up day 1. Oh, actually, 2 more things with day 1 real quick. So after Josh gets chopped and he blows a gasket, it works, and somehow, some way, the vote is nasty. Votes are all over the place, and it ends up after the dust settles, Matt and DeAndre in elimination. Everybody is gooped and gagged. Matthew and DeAndre were sitting. Oh yeah, Akil's in the building. You, Akil.
No, it was more nasty to have Akil,
and it worked. Yeah. And you know, Matt and DeAndre ended up in the elimination. Matt, what was going through your head when you fucked up that vote?
So here's what needs to be actually said is the reason I went in is because Darren was already going to vote Lee. And so at first I was gonna do that as well. Lee should have got 3 votes that round, but I was worried that Nick L would have used his medallion on Lee. So I said, you know what? Let's just throw votes on Nick L just in case. So I fucked up. I'm the reason why I got sent in that round.
I told you, Matt. I was like,
me and Darren switched our votes, and we should have just kept them on Lee, and Lee would have been in. So,
speaking of Darren,
hey Darren. That is the main reason that I actually ended up in the vote, is because I switched my vote, and I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, because I remember I talked to you afterwards, man. I was like, how am I know Darren voted Lee. How am I the only other Lee vote? It was so confusing. But also the nastiest part of it was me, DeAndre, and Matt standing next to each other was what got me up a little bit. Even though I was shitting my pants, standing next to all 3 of us, I was like, Nicholas and Lee did that. No shade.
No,
like, wow, they did that.
That round was so fucking good. And it just, from a production standpoint, we went into the production room and literally was screaming after the initial vote, because we were like, we did not know that shit with Josh was about to happen. We did not know Josh was going to get, voted out. Then we had no idea that Lee out of nowhere was just going to call out Lance during the vote for doing that dumbass Nick V vote. And then it just worked perfectly. I was like, y'all, this is perfect. It's so perfect. He said Nick B. Lee said, "Oh hell no!"
He said, "Yes."
Oh yeah, I was just like, I was like, not dead. I was like, not dead.
Lee, who did you want him to vote for that round then?
Well, I mean, like it was obviously the lines were being drawn in the sand.
Yeah.
But like it was like literally 2 sides. Like Kirk threw his vote, fine, whatever. But like Lance, like for me, it was.
But I wasn't high on y'all totem pole. Like it come to find out, I learned throughout the end of this, DeJuan was always all of y'all numbers 1. After your brother, it was DeJuan for you, and Josh was DeJuan.
Well, DeJuan was over my brother on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, one thing I can't give myself credit in the game is knowing where I stand with people. And I caught it early on that I wasn't in y'all top tier. Y'all never want to sit in the finals with Lance. So I knew my way to the final was a DeAndre, Matt, and Rocky. But Rocky just wasn't given. So I was trying to run it with Matthew and DeAndre. We talked a lot of strategy.
For me, like with the Josh vote, it kind of like opened my eyes that everybody else is like, playing their own game, because we all came in like season 1 strong, and then like literally like only DeJuan and I voted with Josh, like literally. And I'm just like, okay, like everybody is out for themselves. So like the 2 people that I trusted the most was Josh and DeJuan. Like I didn't even talk to Nick like about who he was voting, and he told me Brinkley that round. And then I talked to Corey, and he's like, "Oh, I voted Brinkley." And I'm like, "Girl, you're fucking lying." Like I know Nick was a Brinkley vote.
Corey in that round voted for. He did vote for Brinkley.
Not that round. That round 2.
Yes, he did. He voted. During social hour during the revote.
The revote he voted Brinkley, but I'm talking about like the round Josh left. Like,
no.
Nick was the only vote for Brinkley, but Corey.
I love Corey. The thing is about Corian, when Corian is not working with you, he's a horrible flubber. So like he will give you BS. But the people he's working with, he will give you gameplay. But if he's not working with you, it will be like, literally, that is Corian. That is Corian. I love Corian. Like Corian is my girl, so I know Corian was giving me information because we were working together. But Lee would say, Corian telling me this, and this, and I'm like, that's because he's not working with
I got leftover tuna from Corian, like stale tuna, like nothing.
No, literally.
I'm screaming. Okay, so to wrap up the last elimination of well, first of all, Matt gets sent home.
DeAndre ain't that calm. No shade.
DeAndre ain't that calm.
I was the word flub. I was flubbing that. Okay.
Wait. When Nick L kept telling me like, "Girl, we gotta get Matthew out of here," I said, "Because Matthew, we'll talk." But I was giving, we gotta get Matt. Yeah, he's a threat, but bitch, we cannot get him out before the comeback comp. It was like, wow. I was like, Matthew is going to that comp. He cannot. Same. We have to get him out after that. And then she was like, "Girl, no, he's a threat." And I was giving girl, you're gonna regret. Doing it because Matthew's gonna come back to his door, and what?
That's why. Yeah, and that's why I didn't care to go home on day one. Like after Lee called me out, if I would have went home, I was like, "This is the time they get me out, so I can accept them, I can no, and get me back in the game because I knew that shit like the back of my hand." So that's what I'm saying. Send me home now because I'll be mad to come back. Get sent home first of day 2. You
know, and not ever get to talk about acceptable.
You know.
Okay.
So yeah, Matt gets sent. And mind you, that competition ended up being really, really, really good. Because it was raining outside. We didn't want to do it in the rain because it had to do with balancing. So like last minute, like we literally about to set up for the comp, and it goes. I said, "Fuck it, y'all, set the shit up in the house."
Every day at 3:00, Florida.
And it was so fucking good in the house. Shout out to production, Nick and Mark.
They were on it.
They were on it,
so
bitch.
Good.
Got that comp together for that house, bitch. And it just ended up being so good, and it came down to the wire. So the last elimination of the day ends up being the lollipops. Mr. Rocky finally hits the elimination. Rocky, what was going through your brain when you finally got voted into elimination?
I felt, you know what? I felt it coming. I was giving, girl, you've been challenged. You just been floating in the middle, getting information from everybody, doing what you did in season 1, but you're doing a little better this time. Like, you know how to like balance and act like, "Oh yeah, girl, I got you." Like, I was really faking it until I making it. I was giving, "Yeah, bitch, come on, Lance, this person, that person. This is what I know." But yeah, when I got to the elimination, I was giving, "All right, Rocky, show and prove. Like, you got to show and fucking prove that you can actually do what you know you can do." Like,
which is what? Suck dick.
Lickety lick. It was when I heard DeAndre doing noises, I was giving, "Oh no, bitch."
I thought DeAndre was. I came in the house from buying myself my outfit, and I saw DeAndre. I was like, "Oh, I thought DeAndre was gonna take that." When I saw
DeAndre was slobbing. DeAndre needed a towel, but Rocky was doing friction. And it was getting all the girls up because it was like DeAndre, Rocky, the lick of the lick. And it was like, okay. Yeah.
Yes, it was definitely the drool for me, baby. It was the drool.
He gave noises. I said, "Bitch, no, you not going, bitch. I'm gonna use these lips, Rocky." He got little lips, but you got big ass lips. Use your lips.
It was just another like universe thing. For that to be the last one, like that was on the wheel all day long. And that to be the last one was just like, thank God, because after Puzz Buzz, baby, mind you, the first time I've ever fell asleep during a competition.
Oh, you were passed out, boots, like literally knocked out.
We're like, girl, where's this buzzer, baby?
I was triggered by that conversation. I was like, "Oh my God, I just can't do this."
Because I was over it.
Don't forget Kirk's like mental breakdown.
Oh yes, I
missed out on that. I missed out on it.
Me and Lance were sitting there like, okay, so basically we were trying to do the puzzle and like we was like paying attention to y'all, to the other team, and it's just like we was just like so frustrated trying to get it together and like just like really put that puzzle together, and then we I don't know what Corian had in his fucking thumb, bitch, but he was catching it. It
was really Dewan.
It was.
Oh yeah, but Dewan wasn't on there yet. Dewan wasn't on there.
Oh, in the beginning.
Corian was really getting us. It was just like, "Duh, we can't get this puzzle." And like I guess Kirk just felt pressure, and he just like broke down crying.
No, it was literally. So by that point, DeAndre was the puzzle star. I was secondary. Rocky had his section. We had our sectors. By that point, DeAndre got taken off. I got taken off. Rocky got taken off. Kirk was on there by himself. That motherfucker got into the section that I'm working on, almost done, literally putting candles in candle flames, and all of a sudden he just like forcing pieces. He just all you hear. I'm like, Dewan, whoever was on the bus, I was like, "Can you just take him off? Thank you." Like We was like, can't we get him off because I don't need him to like flip the whole table.
I was like, what is happening? He is
It
breaking
was
it.
a mess.
Yeah,
Was it too much? Like what
he
was
said he said he has anxiety when it comes to puzzles, and it's something that he's personally dealing with. But I think he also just was doing well all day, and that was the one time he just could not get it together, and he just felt a lot of pressure. And he broke, and it was a real moment. Like he had to
production almost didn't get the moment. You was like, get on him. I don't care if he's crying. Get on him. I need this video. Like you was like, get the video.
Yeah. I'm first of all, I'm an asshole when it comes to that stuff. Okay, we'll deal with your mental breakdown after, but I need it on camera. Okay, or it didn't happen. Ain't that what RuPaul told Pearl? Okay, so that
on Jackie Productions.
On Jackie Productions, we need it on camera. Okay, then we'll worry about your mental health. It's important. But to end the night, we go to the motherfucking club, and Lee and Nick are the last two in the competition at the club. So for anybody who wasn't there, all the members went to the club, and that was a purge competition. So at the club, they were all thrown into a group chat, and they had to do different scavenger hunt type of challenges. Once you completed it first, you got removed from the chat, and you got to turn up. Untitled Productions had 2 sections. We had bottles, we had service, we had strippers, we had butt plugs, we had it all.
Yes! Can't speak on that.
But the last 2 ended up being Nick and Lee, the brothers.
You can't make this shit up. You cannot
make this shit up. And so, Lee, can you walk us through how that last round went?
Oh, it was just like so stressful. Like honestly, like no shade. I was like trying to get Nick to throw it to me. I'm like, girl, just throw it to me. Like throw it to me. Like you'll do well with the lip sync. And he's like oh girl, yeah, I got you. Because just sidebar, I'm also like dealing with like the guy that I'm seeing. Like whatever, like dealing with drama back at home.
Dealing with other shit. Yeah.
Yes. So
it's 2 a.m. You're trying to drink.
we get the next challenge, and I'm like, okay, like whatever. I think this is gonna throw it to me. I look, and like Nick is like running up to the bartender. Like the challenge, it was like take a picture with the birthday bartender, and like Nick is like 2 seconds away from him, and I just rush, and I'm like no, because like I'm like no, like what the hell, like so like Nick was like definitely like trying to get that win, but like also like Kirk like kind of like helped me get that too, because like he knows the guy, like he knows the bartender, so he's like take the picture with him. So Kirk like definitely helped me out. Like the picture, like I'm barely in with the bartender, like literally, like it's like literally it was like a Bella beatdown. Like we like definitely Nick is a shady girl. Nick is very nasty. Like I'm just like okay, like whatever.
Baby gave sibling rivalry, okay?
Baby, you can't make it up. It was the best moment.
Yeah, like everybody was crowding us. Like all these strangers are like, "What the hell is going on?" Because like we're like, pushing each other to like try to get the picture with the bartender. Like, I think
Chris has it.
Chris has it. Yeah.
We'll definitely post the clips on the Takeover Patreon page, mind you. So remember you can still sign up for Patreon and watch all the old clips that happened in the last 3 seasons, and then we'll actually be posting footage as well from this season. So become a Patreon. Thank you for that reminder. Okay. Yes, I got these banners on lock. All right. So moving into day 2, you guys now have been paired up, and you paired yourselves up. And we had the comeback comp. Let's spend at least 1 minute on the comeback comp. Matt, I just want to give you all the praise. You slayed it. If we had a different 5 people up there, I don't even know if the challenge would have went as well as it did. But it was entertaining as fuck. And so thank you so much for giving it your all, Matt. And you earned your way back into that motherfucking game.
Look, I said, y'all can vote me out, baby, but I'm going to learn these lip syncs. I'm going to get these outfits, because I know these hoes don't have outfit changes. So I'm going to do that, okay?
I came prepared.
Oh, you had outfits, Lance?
Oh, yeah, I had all my drag. Whatever little bit of drag I did have, I had it. Because I was like, they didn't tell us to bring nothing, but the only thing I was missing was wigs. But I was like, outfit-wise, I'm good. So I was like, bitch, Yeah.
Oh, I ain't have that, but I definitely would have been like, who got a car? Let me go to the store real quick. It's the thrift store down here.
That's
That's exactly what Matt did.
That's
That's what Matt did.
I would do the same thing, honestly, truly.
As soon as I got there, I said, Darren, can I see your car keys? He said, yeah. I said, okay. And I rode to the thrift store and got all my shit and came on.
It was epic. It was epic.
When y'all, so the comeback comp happens, Nick and Matt end up coming back. How did y'all determine who to pair up with that first round? Because since you didn't know what was going on.
Girl, I turned away for 2 seconds. Well, I tried to get Darren. So I turned away for 2 seconds. Everyone already had clustered. So the only ones left was Kirk and Darren. So I went to Darren. I was like, want to be partners? He's like, oh, me and Kirk already. I was like, okay, girl. Okay. And then Lee come walking out. He was like, who's your partner? I said, nobody. I guess it's us. And we became partners round one. Like,
I went to the bathroom and I came out. Everybody was partnered up.
My partner Nick L, but Lance,
Nick B was my
Matt. Yeah, you had Nick B. Yeah.
When I got Nick L, I was like, and when you already had Lee, I was giving okay, perfect. And I think we should that's who I wanted to work with, Lee and Nick L, because I was like, I already know they're gonna be targets because of their brothers, and everybody keeps saying it. And I really don't care about that. So let them be a target in front of me and Lance. Like, I really was like working with you, Lance. I didn't know. Like, I'm sorry. No, I didn't know I wasn't giving you too much. Like, I thought I was giving him enough, but I was bouncing around with my information. It was
and like you say, DeJuan was someone you was wavering with and all of that.
Yeah, but I didn't give DeJuan everything either. When people told me stuff, I knew he was working with Lee. So when sometimes he'd be like, "Who's the vote?" If it was like on Lee, I'd be like, "I don't know." Like, I don't know, DeJuan. Like, I was like, I don't want to shake. If it's gonna be Lee, let it be Lee. Like, that cuts one of your people.
Yeah.
So then you find out after that elimination. First of all, as soon as Darren and Kirk got paired up, I was like, okay, they're gone. But
shit, I was
Kirk
so mad at Darren.
One letter away from being safe, and with Kirk and Darren being safe, who do you think would have went home that round?
Oh,
would
it would have been.
It would have been no shade. I think so too.
Okay. Oh yeah, Matt.
Well, I thought that was gonna be the result whenever Rocky and Nick won, and then I go up to Rocky and Nick. I'm like, okay, so we're voting Brinkley and Nick B out, right? And they're like, no, we made a deal with Brinkley. I was like, bro, you've got to be kidding me.
So
like,
Lee was over it.
Cracked. Like, I was just like, what are these people doing?
Andy,
like, I can't.
Like, I knew for me, I had to earn Brinkley's trust back. So I gotta make this deal with him. Otherwise, he's gonna know when I'm coming for him. So I have to just make this deal with him and just keep it going for a while and just let him be
because Lee came to me with it, and I'm like, I just talked to Brinkley about a new alliance of like me, Corey, and him and Nick B. So I'm like, I'm not voting Matthew and Nick B. So it's
around the
house, bitch.
I was like,
can we just get to the quiz?
I was like, y'all, Nick B is not talking all the strategy. Keep him around. He's no one's threat. He might win a challenge, but he's not strategizing.
No, what? Wait. I didn't even know that Nick B was his partner yet. So he was giving Rocky, I'm back. He said I said we're gonna talk. So I said the only person I really don't really talk to is Nick B. You never said
that's my partner.
Well, girl, obviously y'all gotta stay. Like, I was like, ooh.
So y'all let Matt pass that first round, and then he starts to win out. So he wins, can jam out of nowhere, face cracks Lee again.
No, Matthew did it smart. Matthew immediately, as soon as it was time to pick again, was like, I'm picking DeJuan. He was like, DeJuan, you want to be partners? DeJuan is not going to tell DeJuan no. DeJuan is too nicey nice. And Matthew showed me that because the following round I did the exact same thing. Like, I have to pick DeJuan. So Matt, that was a kudos to you, and that helped me move in the next round with trying to pick my partner. You did that so smart. Because
Nick L definitely tried to convince DeJuan not to go with you.
To not agree. That was the big drama.
I had no idea that happened until like later on. I was like, oh shit, really? I mean, it makes sense. But I mean, I had no idea that he tried to do that. And I'm glad he didn't because we won. So
and then ended up being partners with Nick B the next round, and then y'all sent both Nicks back.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ouch.
Can't make this shit up, but we can make it happen.
Okay, you can't make it up, but you can make it happen.
Look, DeJuan said it. I couldn't tell him no. DeJuan cannot tell nobody no. Like, DeJuan is too sweet for these games. Like, he could do some dirty shit in the game, but no one would ever like Lance do the same thing DeJuan do. oh, Lance is get called out by his friend Lee. Dewan do the same shit. I want to work with all of y'all. And Dewan is Mr. Sweet, Dewan. No shade. Let's be clear.
Dewan playing the way he did, I thought me and him were closer than we were in that game. I will definitely say that, damn, he surprised me, got me up, but at the same time, I was like, annoyed by it at the exact same time. So I was a little bit of both. It's like, I understand the gameplay, I'm annoyed by it, but I understand at the end of the day.
So the water challenge. How stressed were y'all dropping them droplets of water?
Bitch.
Oh, well, Lee, you weren't that stressed because you and your partner went out, right?
I was stressed from the sideline. Every time Brinkley and Rocky went up, I'm like, fucking ball. Go over. Go over. Like, literally watching from the sideline, I'm like, I'm like secretly trying to like blow from a distance, like, go. Like,
y'all strategy was so stressful.
It was stressful even being on the sideline.
It's also stressful because as I was pouring, I'm hearing outside, they should have got Matthew out. Matthew should not be in this game. Matthew should be voted out.
Yep.
I'm just like,
I said, Matthew, don't let that bother you. Matthew turned around and was like,
wait, who was making those comments?
Everybody. It was really rude.
Really?
Everyone.
It was rude.
You're trying to pour the water down in the water.
And I'm over there like, bitch, if we lose, oh my God, if we lose, I'm going home. If we lose,
literally, Matthew turned around to me and was like, is this what it's giving? I say, just keep calm, keep going. Because I know how that would feel. If I heard that shit, it would make me mad. But I love the fact when me and Dewan won, the picture that Chris Gardner got.
Oh my God.
Rocky, and me and Dewan celebrate. I tried to find
that was
it.
So good.
Iconic.
Post that. It might actually be my Facebook banner soon. I don't know.
That was so good. I was like, and I'm not even mad because it was just such a good picture. It showed exactly how I felt. Like, fuck, bitch.
That strategy was so crazy to that challenge.
Had Brinkley and Rocky won that challenge, you guys would have like voted me and Corian out, right?
Oh, I think so.
It sure wasn't gonna be me. It sure wasn't gonna be me and Dewan.
Out of there. Yeah, for sure. And that would have changed the whole game.
Yeah.
That would have. I don't know how that final would have ended up being. So of course, everything happens. Matt ends up going home after these weird revotes and people not moving their vote. And what was that about? Rocky, from your perspective, you're with Matt at this point. You're like, so y'all vote me.
I'm like, yeah, just tell me y'all vote me. Like, just give me the nitty gritty. If y'all gonna vote me, because like I was like, at this point, if y'all vote me, that proves that y'all motherfucker. I was right. Y'all been working with. A lot of y'all been telling me, oh, Matthew's a threat. This proves that y'all really want to work with Matthew. Y'all just been feeding me bullshit. And that's when. So when I found out that Lance was, when he said, oh, I had something with Matthew, like my brain was like, okay, all right, Corian. What you gonna do? Because that's when I was like, you know what, Lance? All right,
I see.
Corey, what you gonna do? Like, why would y'all vote? That's when I kind of ramped it up. Why would y'all keep Matthew here? He gonna keep beating y'all and beating y'all and beating y'all. I was like, girl.
But at that point, me and Corian's best line of defense was keeping Matthew in the game. No shade. Is when I looked up, because I was gonna keep my vote the same. When I looked over to Corian, he was like, Lance, I don't want to go in a event of whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I have to switch it. Because at that point, I had I needed Matt to be in the game because it was Dewan, Lee, and you. Based on how the trajectory was going, that was y'all three. Lance was always a fourth to that. And me and Matt had talked about it that right. He was like, Lance, you're playing for fourth place. I was like, Matt, I know. I've been realizing that. So I was trying to change it up. At that point, I love you, Rocky, but at that point in the game,
I swear to God, Lance, at that point, you were not in my eyes. I was going to the end with you. When you did that to me, that's when I started to. I was like, oh, okay, all right,
yeah,
because you was gonna cut me at some point, and here I am being stupid. Because honestly, I was having some talks with Anthony on the side. He was giving you really close with Lance. You might want to cut him. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because Lance is like, I feel like I can sit next to him. We can play kind of the same game. I can do this next to him. And when you did that, I was giving, oh, you know what? I am going to cut his ass if I have to.
It was, and when I found that out, that hurt me. Yeah.
It was Dewan and Lee. I'm not changing my vote. I'm not.
Well,
Matthew
looked at me. He was like, "You're not changing your vote." I was like, "Nope." I was like, "No."
Okay, so Dewan.
So I was like,
okay,
hoping. I was like, Dewan, please, Dewan, please. I was like, haranguing Dewan to please change your vote. He was like, I don't want to make the same mistakes I'm making all these games. I'm like, oh my god, here we go, child. So the writing was on the wall to send me out, and I got
it was so good, and I really appreciate y'all for playing so hard in those moments because that's what the format was created to do. You know what I mean? Like to have those moments, because when we watch Survivor and stuff like that, you know, it takes 3-4 episodes to get to something like that, you know, and then you gotta wait another 3-4 episodes for it to get to something like that. Well, we ain't got all that time, okay? We got 2 days. So to get those moments almost every fucking round was so good. So again, thank y'all so much. But let's get to the end. So Chosen Family, we do it every year, and there's always somebody that makes a tragic choice. And that tragic choice is picking Conrad.
No shade! No shade! That's 2 people now. No shade! Oh my god.
I'm playing.
Me and Dewan both got screwed because of Conrad on the...
Oh my god.
Oh, he was on your team.
Oh my god! No
Sade.
Woo! Wait,
love you, Conrad. We love you, Conrad.
Who was on Nick B's team last year? It wasn't Conrad, right? No, because Nick B went and Chosen Family. Anyways, Chosen Family is really important, and I knew Dewan was going to go home and Chosen Family because of him being so lax. I sat there for at least an hour and a half waiting for Dewan to pick his team. Everyone else picked it in minutes because y'all knew how important it was. That twist has been the same.
I learned
Dewan said Conrad did his best, y'all. Yes, it's just a key on Conrad. We love Conrad.
Yeah.
We love Conrad.
I love Conrad.
Baby, I got to
yeah, you know, it's just
5 minutes. Okay.
I felt like the choice for Dewan at that moment should have been Akil. That was somebody who still felt like they had something to prove. That was somebody who had a fire under him. He didn't really get to play, and he didn't do bad in the one challenge that he was in. So
the person that talked him out of it, was Josh, because Josh was scared that he was going to throw it for someone else. I said, no, Akil is here to play. I said, Akil will play. I said, you need to pick Akil. Conrad can't swim, and you already picked Josh. Conrad can't swim. So if it's swimming, that's a chop. And you got Josh for food. You need someone that's going to at least try and everything else. And I mentioned him, Akil, because it was out of Akil and Darren, I think. And I said Akil would be the better option. And he still went with Conrad. He had to like beg Conrad because Conrad was like at that point completely checked out the game, just like in season 1. And I made the same mistake by like Conrad had told someone no in season 1, and then I backdoor asked Conrad, and he was on my team and lost. So
I think you told me no, actually.
Yeah,
a secret revealed. I actually asked Conrad to be a part of my Chosen Family.
Oh wow!
And
he said no.
He kind of gave the same. He was just like, "Oh, if you can't find anybody, I'll do it." And I was just like, "Oh, definitely don't want that kind of energy." So,
Yep. I learned from my mistake. I went straight to DeAndre and Matt in 2 seconds.
And that's okay.
Bitch,
you know, that's
I
okay.
was so mad when I turned around and said, "God damn it, Matthew's gone."
He snatched them bitches up quick. But it's also okay. Like at On Jack Productions, like once you get voted out, it is a vacation experience. And you know, you don't have to participate anymore. You can do whatever the hell you want on the ground. So, you know, if you want to check out the stressful ass game, you can do that. And that is okay. But also, if you're in the game, you might not want to put your stake in the game with somebody with that energy. You just might not want to. But we get down to the final 3. Dewan goes. We get down to the final 3. And Lee, to me, completely won at that point. What are y'all feelings? And make it quick.
Yeah, I kind of thought of it. I talked about it to Leah a little bit. My only way to win at that point was I needed it to be a Lance, Lee, and Dewan final 3. Dewan soak up all the votes. Lance would have got like maybe his 2 or 3 based on like my people I met. And Dewan lose at 3, icing out all his votes plus Patreon, and Lee would have had 1 vote from his brother, and I would have won with a 2-vote win. Yeah. That was my thing. So at that point, I was nervous. Especially once it got announced that it was a final 3, I was like, Rocky is loved by these people. Lee has his brother and Josh and them. I'm losing. I was like, Lance, get ready for your 3rd. It's okay. You done got some 3rds before. And then when the twist happened, I'm like, okay, I can at least get second. And I did what I had to be done. And yeah, but
full shade. Rocky was definitely gonna win this
But
thing.
yeah, no shade.
I don't
until he started.
You would have won, Rocky. No shade.
I will say, Rocky, with me just bouncing around and filming before the Met Gala, a lot of people went in with the intention to vote for you.
No shade.
And Nick was even Lee. You can even attest to Nick coming to you and pretty much telling you lost.
Yeah, he put me in. He put me and Lee in a room. And was like,
literally,
I have the hardest chance. Lee,
like, Lee, you have the most work cut out for you. Like, you need to get it together. Like, because Rocky got this in the back. I'm like,
yep. He was like, Lance, you got maybe a little bit, but Lee, you're at the bottom. It's no chance for you to win.
Honestly, it was Dewan and Josh that like pulled me in the room. They were like, you need to go in there like confident as fuck. Don't worry about what people are saying. And like their advice, like I feel like I did really well with the final. And I'm thankful for them because they reeled me back in because I was in my head. I'm like, oh my God, my brother's like, bitch, you're losing no matter what. I'm like,
because I didn't even talk to Rocky. Because at that point, we thought, like in the back of my mind, it's a combat. If it's a final three, I even talked to Rocky. I was like, Rocky, at the end of the day, we're all sitting here playing a good game. Going to a confident, because Rocky was in his head about based on past stuff that he had with his game. And I was like, go into it confident. Whether you play a flu game, that's one thing about me. I will go into it confident as hell and explain it the best I can because you have to be confident in your game to win.
I was overconfident but nervous. I'm not good with speaking in public.
It's okay. And you know what? It's all a learning experience, and there's always going to be another takeover. And with that being said, take 4 is coming. November 18th through the 22nd. Takeover Birthday Bash 4 is coming to Orlando, Florida. And this one is for no one other than the legend on Jack Productions, Fave. Mr.
I'm dead.
So I'm doing a double gig right now on my podcast and on here, so that's why this wig is on. We're doing a promotion for Beyonce's new album.
Yes, Renaissance.
I'll be up at midnight.
Yes. Girls, I was so mad that I could not be in this season. It was definitely an all-star.
We happy, baby. We happy.
Target girl.
Well, girl, I definitely, y'all should have wanted me to be there. I would have definitely been a great first day boot, but definitely would have got through, like always.
I just didn't know where we stood, babes. I'm scared.
Well, you know what? All that matters is that my first round draft pick was the winner of the game. So that's all that matters.
Hey.
I would at least tie my anchor to the right ship.
So, Kirk, tell us and tell your other people about your birthday coming up.
Yeah, so my birthday bash is the next one. Season 4 is definitely going to be all that you've been waiting for it to be in store. It's going to be an all-star cast like never before. One of the biggest cast that you've done. It's also going to be a Friendsgiving theme as well, because definitely Thanksgiving. So we want you to come out and celebrate my birthday and also, have Friendsgiving with people that you love and people in the community. So definitely invite your girls, invite your friends, invite a bitch that you want to beat, and also definitely invite a bitch you want to meet. And if you played this past season and you want to get your redemption tea, just come on back. A quill, that means you. Just come on back and do your biggest one.
It's a kill.
And
it's a kill.
He'll be back. Get it right.
He said, I'll be back. No shame.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Lance. Thank you so much, Rocky. Thank you so much, Dr. Matt. Thank you so much to our winner, Lee. Thank you. Yes, Icon. Lance. I'm sorry. And thank you so much, Kirk, for popping in. Just a quick shout out to everyone who's watching. Alex Presser, thank you so much. Another winner in the building. Pete Morgan says, congrats, Lance. Sean says, hey, Lee. If I miss your comments, I'm sorry, but we are rushing out of here because it's the Big Brother Live episode. And
it's time for Big Brother.
So thank you, everybody. Yeah. We'll see you soon. Signing out.
Love y'all.
Productions.
Love y'all.
Bye.